Hello and welcome to BlueDAG Compliance, our weekly videocast helping you understand ADA laws and how to get into compliance. Today we have with us Victor Felix, BlueDAG's ADA Compliance Specialist. Victor, thanks for being with us.
No problem.
So today we're talking about parking spaces.
Okay.
Why are parking spaces important? How many, really comes down to how many ADA compliant parking spaces and accessible parking spaces do we need to have?
Okay, well, that number is determined by the total number of parking spaces at the facility.
Okay.
So depending on that, we go to a table that's in to figure out that ratio.
Okay.
So usually 1 to 25 spaces, 1 accessible, and that 1 accessible should be a van stall.
Okay.
So we just kind of refer back to the total number of spaces available, and then we try to provide the adequate number of accessible.
Okay. So you said van. Is there a difference between a van space and another, like a car space?
Correct. So a standard stall is, depending on where you're at,
Okay.
so let's go nationwide, so it'll be applicable to more folks, 8 feet wide with a 5-foot access aisle, or 8-foot access aisle, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But then you can modify that for a van to 11 feet wide with a 5-foot access aisle.
Okay.
Certain states, different requirements, California, Florida being another, but that's essentially the differences. The width of the spaces will be determined also by the type of access aisle provided.
Okay. Okay. Great. What are some common issues you see, or kind of things that you see that put people out of or put organizations out of compliance that they may not be aware of?
It's exactly that. They might provide the proper designated accessible spaces, but they just might not have the dimensions correct.
Okay. Okay.
So they might provide the like I said at the beginning, the 8-foot stall with the 5-foot access aisle. Technically, that's okay for one of those is okay. So either you can have the 8-foot stall, but you can't have the 5-foot access aisle, or you can have the 5-foot access aisle, but you can't have the 8-foot stall. You have to have one or the other.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Great. Any other thoughts?
Basically, that's it for that. Just referring back to your state and local standards for that table.
Okay.
And what applies over the total number of spaces.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Victor, for taking the time to talk with us.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next week.